President Trump's Republican allies in the House proposing to rename the Kennedy Center after the president and its Opera House after First Lady Melania. But new NBC reporting finds that push would violate the law by which the Kennedy Center was created, according to 4 sources familiar with the issue, barring, quote, additional memorials or plaques in the nature of memorials after 1983, meaning Republicans would have to pass a new law. The White House declined to comment on the name changes. A spokesperson for the rep who's sponsoring one of the bills says the White House and First Lady were not aware of the proposal beforehand. Still, President Trump asserting his control over the institution for the arts in his second term, firing the Democratic members of the Kennedy Center's Board of Trustees and its longtime president. Trump replacing her with Rick Grinnell, his White House special envoy, in February, writing on Truth Social that Grinnell, quote, shares my vision for a golden age of American arts and culture and would ensure no more anti-American propaganda. The new board packed with Republicans unanimously electing Trump himself as chairman of the board and canceling a slate of performers like the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, D.C., and the tour of the children's musical Finn, which explores LGBTQ themes, just 2 of 2,200 events held each year at the center. Other performers pulling out in protest. Pulitzer Prize-winning singer Rhiannon Giddens canceling her May show, writing on Facebook, I cannot in good conscience play at the Kennedy Center with the change in programming direction forced on the institution by this new board. And the plan stopped by the Broadway mega-hit Hamilton, dropping out, calling Trump's actions a purge of the Kennedy Center. Others choosing to put their protests on stage. The band Guster went through with a concert at the Kennedy Center in April, inviting the cast of the canceled musical Finn to join them. Trump himself making more appearances there alongside Melania Trump, showing up for Les Miserables. Greeted with cheers and some boos from the audience. A stark contrast to his first term when he never stepped foot inside. Trump's zeal for renaming things spreading from the stage to the stadium. Earlier this month, Trump trying to turn back time on the decades-long dispute over the names of major sports teams. The Cleveland Guardians and Washington Commanders wrestled with their previous names and mascots for years, widely viewed as offensive to Native Americans. Both teams making the switch in 2020, but Trump calling for a reversal, saying the Washington whatever should immediately change their name back, and even threatening to block the Commanders' new stadium in Washington, D.C. if the team doesn't comply. The president's power over those purse strings not exactly clear, all while public funding for sports stadiums faces increasing scrutiny. And on the names, plenty of pushback from other parties. The National Congress of American Indians in a statement condemning the unsanctioned use of harmful Native-themed mascots, particularly those which sexualize, stereotype, or dehumanize American Indian and Alaska Native people. The Guardians indicating they have no plans to switch names. And while the Commanders didn't respond to our request for comment earlier this year, owner Josh Harris maintained the team's new name is here to stay.
In this building, the name Commanders means something. I think it's now being embraced by our team, by our culture, by our coaching staff.
The president, spending decades building his own brand, now questions swirl over the power he has over these others.
Our Andrea Mitchell is joining us now. Okay, so then where does this stand now, like the changes for the Kennedy Center in Congress? What's the realistic potential timeline on this?
Well, the Republicans have the vote. It's come out of committee. It still has to go to the floor, has to be passed by the Senate. But they've got the votes, and even though it violates the law, the president could push it through and just say, take me to court.
Andrea Mitchell following all of it with the president's pop culture makeover, you could call it. Andrea, good to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.